everybody. Welcome back to the Pastoral Pause. As you can see, I am joined by Pastor Kevin and Pastor Rob, and we want to take a little bit of time this morning to just show you a little bit about where we're going as a ministry and how we can move forward even though we can't have physical contact with each other. As you can tell, we're intentionally trying to be further away from each other up here so that we are not spreading the virus as much as possible, and we're just going to continue to make sure that we're letting you know how Becker Baptist is going to continue to be the church. Because like Pastor Rob said in his notes, we the people are the church. And so we want to talk specifically about what Sunday worship is going to look like. It's obviously going to look different, and Pastor Rob's going to talk a little bit about that. Pastor Kevin is going to make sure that we understand what's going on with youth ministry and with children's ministry, just to kind of understand how he's going to implement some of these new opportunities to continue to connect with the kids. And then I'm going to speak a little bit about how do we combat this loneliness of we can't physically be with each other, so how do we connect a little bit more? Some opportunities and some ways that we can make sure that we're doing that. So Rob, tell us a little bit about Sunday worship.
Well, beginning this coming Sunday, we'll be online. And that's a new thing for us. We've never done that before, and it's going to be a live presentation. So if you go to the website, there'll be a link for you to connect with, and we will then have our service at 10:30 on Sunday morning, just like normal. So we invite you to join us. It's going to be a great time together. We'll have music up here happening. There'll be a message that I present. We're in this series of names of Jesus. And so somewhat ironically, the name that we're looking at this Sunday is Jesus as physician. So we'll be dealing with that and seeing what God's Word has to say to us. Now, one of the things we do every Sunday is receive an offering. And we want to continue to support the ministry of this church and all that we're doing. I encourage you to write a check, put it in the mail, or you can go online and set yourselves up so that you can be giving that way as well. I know that Caroline has done that for us for over a year now, and it has worked very well. She's set it up on her phone, and you can go to our website and find out how you can do that. Also, we will probably be having a link to a descriptive piece on YouTube that will show you how to do that as well. So if you have questions, you can call and we'll try to walk you through that as well. Nate?
Yeah, and just to second that, Trevor Holm is more than willing to answer questions as our stewardship chair. So if you need to get him in contact, he's in the directory, so make sure that you look at that. And if you don't have his number or you need to just call us, call any of us. So that'd be great. And we look forward to this new opportunity for streaming our service online. There'll be a small gathering of people to make sure that the things happen. And obviously we need sound and all those kinds of things to run, but we will not be having people come to be in the service, if that makes sense. It'll only be people that are making the service happen. So, Kevin, tell us a little bit about youth ministry and children's ministry.
Yeah. Well, Momentum is going to be a little bit different because everything has been closed, but we're not closed per se. We're going to be going online. So, today, actually, at 6:30, we're going to be going live on Facebook and Instagram. So I would encourage you to encourage your students to join in, to participate, to plug in. Maybe they can text, call, whatever, a friend to join in and watch as well. So I'm really excited about that. I know I'm bummed that we can't be together physically and do high fives and all that, but I'm excited through technology that we can still gather together online. Also, I am going to be putting out there, actually today we just did a challenge, a coronavirus challenge, so encourage your students to get plugged into that. I'm going to be putting out there some worship music for students too. We can't be together, but I still want to do discipleship, and we still want to pursue Jesus with our faith and growing in our journey, even though we can't come together. So I want to try to make as many opportunities available. Small groups will not be meeting. I've encouraged all our small group leaders not to come together, but I have encouraged them to just touch base with your students and to stay connected that way. Now, BBC Kids Ministry. Amy is super excited. She told me she's super excited about this new series that's coming up. It's called Level Up for Easter. So she is going to be putting online, continuing the series online. So watch for that throughout March. There's going to be the online teaching and then some worship that goes with it. So that'll be a way for you parents to engage your children with the series that's happening. Also, Amy's doing something new because while all the students are at home, they're going to be looking for things that need to be done or maybe getting into your hair. So she is going to be doing a story time. Quest Junior Story Time will be happening on Tuesdays at 2 o'clock. And that's March 24th. And then Quest Story Adventure Time is going to happen on Thursdays at 2, and that's going to happen March 26th. So just stay connected with Facebook for more stuff that is happening with BBC Kids. Also check your emails because there's going to be different emails coming out on ways that they can be engaged, different things. I know that Amy is looking into some different ways to keep the family connected and moving forward and spiritually grounded during this time and help maybe answer some of your questions or some of your children's questions that they might have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, that sounds awesome. And those small groups that Pastor Kevin was talking about are specific to youth group small groups. I'm going to talk about small groups a little bit.
Yes.
It's kind of an odd time that we started small groups and all of a sudden we can't meet together. But here's the thing. As you can see, we're relying heavily on the internet. And I was actually just thinking about what an amazing opportunity. This kind of mirrors the Reformation. The Reformation has this new technology of the printing press where all of a sudden the Bible and all these wonderful resources for people to actually grow their own spiritual formation. And now we're in this new kind of territory where it's almost like the internet is another avenue for a new reformation and a new way of doing things to get out more and more information. So obviously we're relying heavily on the internet. But with that being said, this is an excellent opportunity for you to pick up the phone and give somebody a call. Mm-hmm. You've got to be able to stay connected even though that we can't be connected in person. And so that's an option. Another thing I want to talk about is specific options for meeting as a small group. Maybe it is just checking in with each other, text messages, going back and forth, talking about your prayer requests, what's going on in your life. Undoubtedly, some people are going to be affected by this, whether they actually catch the virus or whether it's more of a, I'm affected by it with my job, with my work, with my kids at home. So make sure that you're checking in with people on what's going on there. Another option is, if you're more inclined to do some of this more techie stuff, is there's awesome opportunities to do face-to-face meetings. Google Meet is another option. It used to be called Google Hangout, but now it's called Google Meet. If you have a Google address, you can invite people to that. If an easy option that I'm going to be sending out to all of the group leaders is through Zoom. No one needs an account other than the people that are hosting it. And so great opportunities just to see each other face-to-face, to check in, to make sure that you can encourage each other, pray with each other. I just actually prayed with a bunch of teachers this morning. They asked me to pray with them, and we did it over Google Hangout, and it was awesome to be able to just see each other, to know and hear each other's voices, that we are not in this alone, that Christ is the one that will overcome. So make sure that if you have any issues or if you need help with anything, call the office. Get a hold of us. We all have our cell phones on us all the time, so give us a text. We want to be a resource as we move forward throughout this, that if you're someone in need that can usually meet your own needs, but for some reason you can't now, we want to be an opportunity to help you in that situation. There's lots of people in our congregation that are going to want an opportunity for that. I've already heard from quite a few people. So more information will be coming out with that if we need some help, but please reach out if you know somebody that needs help or if you yourself need some help. So I just want to say thank you for taking the time. I'm going to pass it back to Rob as he closes us out.
Nate, I've got just a couple of thoughts that are somewhat similar to what you have shared. One thing this COVID-19 virus has done is to give us an opportunity to intentionally work on the relationships of life. Because of social distancing directives, we stay home more, We shut our office doors. We avoid shopping experiences that aren't necessary. We no longer casually bump into people at work or at the restaurant or at school sporting events. All of this means that in order to have people in our lives, the rules have changed. And we need to make a choice to connect with them. People, I encourage you to do just that. Make that choice. Call them, text them, message them, use FaceTime, Zoom. Nate's referred to those other things to add video to your connection with them. Send them a joke and then call them and laugh about it together. And for those of you who have children at home, Amy's going to be sending out some incredible stuff here that keep tuned in for that. But let me just say, you're not running them to meetings. They're not with their friends as much. They're at home more. You're not taking them to practices. Thus, you have more contact time. That is something that God can and will use, I believe. Make sure you take advantage of this reality. Sit down at the table and eat a meal together. Pull out a game, play it together. When was the last time you did that? Watch a movie together. Clean a closet together. Sort through pictures and create a Shutterfly book together. I want to suggest that this terribly inconvenient event that seems to change our lives more every single day can be a good thing as it causes us to intentionally pursue each other. It's going to take some creative effort, but we have some incredible resources and tools available in our world to help us pull it off. Use them. Make contact with the people around you. Do it today. Do it as soon as this message ends. It is something you can do.
So I just want to say again, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I know it's a bit longer than our normal pastoral pauses, but I just want to echo what we've said. Intentionally use this time. Don't let it just be a time where you sit in front of the TV or check out or tune out. Really focus on how are you growing with each other, and more importantly, how are you growing closer to Christ. So we look forward to seeing you hopefully online this coming Sunday. Thanks.